Your friend threw a picnic table because of wrestling team doctor. I mean, oh, you gotta, but it's just, I mean, listen, it, I saw that post. I've got it somewhere. I do have it somewhere about the post, but it just made me laugh about it because you will find that a lot of gay men will have, yeah, welcome everyone, a lot of gay men will have their favourite singer like Sabrina Carpenter or Kylie Minogue or Lady Gaga, or in my case I've got my lock screen is a load of Gengar because, you know, Pokemon. My lock screen is a load of Gengar because, you know, my favourite Pokemon is the Ghost Pokemon. Hey Niffy, hey Josie. But, you know, like gay men will have their favourite singer, and a lot of straight men will have their favourite footballer. But the favourite footballer will most likely be topless, and it's one of those moments, or their favourite wrestler, but their favourite wrestler will be in the trunks. And it made me laugh. He's going to say that's their favourite Pokemon. I mean, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong. It's one of those posts that it's the whole point of, yeah, it made me laugh. Just seeing I'm ready, he withdrew the trademark. Oh, they withdrew the trademark now. I mean, to be honest, just seeing I'm ready, he withdrew the trademark. What a waste of money. Oh my god, really? I mean, because it's not going to work. The trademark was for Oriana Doherty. Hang on, let me have a look because I'm not signed in on the. I'm not signed in on the. I'm not signed in on the PC. I'm signed in on the phone. Where did you see that? I see the. They're going to get singing lessons this year with their posters on Instagram, which again, he withdrew it on the 27th of April. Oh, okay. I mean, okay. So, oh, it's on the government website. Oh, okay. So they withdrew it on the 27th of April. Okay. I mean, so, but I think. That's interesting. Probably because they would never get it. Well, it was in. You bastard. It was in status. Which, oh, okay. Right, I'm not in that. You just sent to me, Jenny. Yeah, I'm not in that Reddit. I'm in the other Reddit, but I'm not in that one. Alright, so there. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's been withdrawn. I mean, so. Okay, but it has been withdrawn. So the interesting thing about that is so Lila asked, is Orion their birth name? Yes, Orion is their birth name, which is going to become interesting with one of the videos that we're going to watch, by the way, because there's something that I didn't even clock. Hang on, let me find it. This one. So this lovely lady.
Right, I've just noticed something about.
This lovely lady has posted a video. Is this? Do I have to do any editing? You piece of fucking shit. Where's that post? Oh, I was gonna say, what the fucking, come on. I don't think I've met someone called Orion. Is it a rare name? It definitely isn't a rare name. It definitely is a rare name. Orion is a constellation. Orion is a constellation of stars. It definitely isn't a unique name. It definitely is a unique name. So this lovely lady has points out some very interesting things, and there's something that I also, it didn't click until this lady pointed something out. It's a shopping centre here in Brisbane. Yeah, hi, exposing the rose. Back up. That's a pretty meaningful name. It is, yes. It's also a friend of mine is also named their cat Orion. So it is a constellation of stars.
About
Yeah, this lovely lady brings up a good point.
Orion's message that he got from YMS to say that they'd left his assessment report at the reception. Just bear with me.
Right, so this lady brings up a good point. However, I want to bring up a point beforehand. So this is on their NHS app. I want to bring up a point beforehand. And I didn't clock this until this lady brings up another point. But I want to bring up a point where it says, hi, Elphaba Orion. Morning, Nanny Cake. There's a point here. I went through all of the, because like every single time, hey Venti, every single time I get a message, it doesn't say hi. Well, hang on. I'm not going to dox myself because I'm not that stupid. I'm going to sign in. But mine, I'm not going to dox myself. Oh, fucking, you know what? Putting in my password is a fucking bitch. I'm going to sign into mine. I have to do my fingerprint scan. This one has a fingerprint scan on it. So if I go to where it would say, let's have a look at, I don't want to, even if I go to, right, messages, right, every single message I get, it doesn't say hi, it says dear. Every single message I get, it says dear, and then it says Mr., and then it doesn't say my first name. Even though my first name is listed, it says my last name, it says my surname. It says dear, Mr., and then my surname. How Elphaba gets that, hi Elphaba Orion, I will never know. Because every single message that I get, it says dear Mr. in every single correspondence in these messages. It says dear Mr. and then my surname. Even though if I go to the profile, it says my first and last name and my date of birth and everything, and it has my NHS number. It has all that on here. It has it all. But in the messages, it says dear Mr. and then my surname. They are automated messages, yes. Mine say dear, yeah. Yours says dear Kim. Yours says dear Kim from the doctors. Mine says dear Mr. and then my surname. Yeah, this is on the NHS, right? Yep, and that's what Elphaba's trying to show here. That's what Elphaba's trying to show on this bit here. But I did not clock that at all until this lady's video. Your therapist says hi, Layla, then gives me a link to the session. Your latest one this morning doesn't even say your name. Wicked, really? Wow. Wow, they're just like Wicked's one is just like, we don't even know who you are. Wicked's just like, you know what, we give up, we don't even know who you are anymore. You're just a number at this point. That's a joke, Wicked. That's a joke. But every single every single message that I've got from the NHS app says, "Dear Mr." and then my surname, which is, good morning, Emily. How long have you been on? Oh, I've been on for almost an hour, but we went through music first. Yours just doesn't care. Your doctors say hi. The NHS say dear. Yeah, Zoe, see.
Thanks for the gift.
Hi is not formal. No, it's not, Dan. And this is where companies do not use hi when converse with clients. And this is where I don't know why the lady's going to go into it a little bit more, but I didn't even clock this to begin with until this lady brings up a good point about this. And I was like, okay.
Okay, look here. Hi, Elphaba Orion. Okay. It should just be hi, Orion. Thank you for...
It shouldn't even be that. If this was the NHS app, it should say dear and then Mr, because that's, oh well. It would either say Mr or Miss if that's Alphaba's preferred, if Alphaba's put that through the NHS, but it would say Mr because Elphaba has not changed their gender by default, because they haven't, and we saw that with the search tool in Elphaba. It would say Mr and then say Dorothy. That's what it would say. It would say, "Dear Mr. Dorothy." Just like mine says, "Dear Mr." and then my surname. Elphaba's fucked this up. Just like I turned around and said, Elphaba has to wait to get ChatGPT to edit this in the way. Elphaba, you're not even... Morning, Shah. Elphaba, you're not that clever. And by the way, this is fraud, Elphaba. You do know... This is fraud, by the way. Just to let you know. Oh, Jesus. I hate... You know what I hate? I hate that it's on white. Yeah. Mine, Jenny, mine says dear as well.
Thanks for the gift.
He hasn't been consistent with their lives. No, TT, they haven't. Morning, Fentic. This is where, and I'm like, Alpha, you do realise, this is where, like, fraudulently trying, like...
Thanks for the gift.
Morning, Holly. I didn't see, and thank you for the gift, by the way, Holly. I didn't see your thing fully, and thanks for the heartening, Josie. Need a good memory to be a good liar. It's not the fact... See, this is all to say that they are autistic, right? But what gets me is...
Thanks for the gift.
Coming on and trying to mimic... Right, coming on to trying to...
Thanks for the gift.
Okay, Pentic. Thank you, by the way. I cannot wait for them to use the fake letters, as it will be screwed. Well, they're trying to do that. But here's the thing that throws me.
Thanks for the gift.
Coming on... And Alphaba's been trying to do this for years. Coming
Thanks
on...
for the gift.
And faking the symptoms...
Thanks for the gift.
And faking the traits and saying that you're lying...
Thanks for the gift.
About being autistic. That's one thing. Have you seen his latest video twisting the narrative again? Dean commenting. We're going to go through Dean's videos as well. But the thing about this, the thing that throws me about this all is, we've got the fake email letters, we've got the fake emails, and now even this is now going this is going one step further. This is going one step further. Listen, faking your traits online, that's one thing. We can call Elphaba out for that, right? I just picked my full record yesterday and learnt my mum either smoked during pregnancy or dad did around it. Oh my god, Patrick. Thank you for helping me with GM Coops, by the way. Going through all of this to try and prove, and it's not to prove to Elphaba that they're autistic, it's to prove to all of us that they're autistic. And it's like, we've disproven that you're autistic time and time again. But anyway.
Your e-consult.
By the way, also E, comma, it would be E dash consult, by the way. That's something that I clocked here as well. It would be E dash consult. If this was a formal thing, it would say, Dear Mr. Doherty, and it would be E. See, people were going on about the number at the top. That's irrelevant because the NHS app does do 2:28 p.m. They do that. That's fine. However, it would be Dear Mr. Doherty, and it would be E. It would be what was it? E dash consult. It's like, oh my god, like, what's this document now? I haven't seen this yet. Now this is the when they were going to pick up their letter. So this was just before they were going to pick up their letter. This was Elphaba trying to prove to everyone that this was them going to pick up their letter. This is apparently on the NHS app, which I don't know how they, like, this is just wild. Morning, Beatrix.
What? Your autism report has been left at the reception desk for you to
Thanks for the
collect.
gift.
Thanks. Now, thank you for your e-consult. It wouldn't say that. It'd say, further to your appointment with one of our clinicians, we have provided you with documentation of your autism diagnosis.
Yeah, because it wasn't an e-consult. It was a video consult. Elphaba fucked all this up completely. Elphaba has fucked this completely all up. Royally. And Elphaba thinks this is going to be... my messages from GP don't show on NHS app, but do through Evergreen. Really, Emily? Mine do through NHS app. Mine do. But then again, I go through the GP, yeah.
Further to this, please find... furthermore, we have sent a copy to your GP surgery, and a copy will be available to pick up from there. Right? Your autism report has been left at the reception desk. Reception desk, capital R, capital D. Reception desk is not a geographical location. It is not a town, a city, a village. Right? It is just at the reception desk. Okay? It shouldn't have capitals. For you to collect. Right? Now he gets this message, he shows it on live because he has two phones, remember, and an iPad.
The consult is for getting an appointment, isn't it? Or making contact with GP. Yeah, I believe so. I picked up on the reception desk too. What, TG? I get text messages from doctors and rep. Yeah, I do, Fentic. I get text messages from the GP, and I also get multiple messages from the NHS app now. I get them both. I like how the doctor can message E about the report being dropped off, but won't show the letter on the app. I mean, there is that as well. The document would be also on the app as well. This is where Elphaba fails as well. This document would be on the app. this document, and Elphaba has shown this document. This is what throws me. Elphaba has shown this document. It's the exact document that Elphaba showed not a month ago. It's the exact same one with the exact same spelling. Oh, for fuck's sake, what's this? With the exact same thing. So it throws me. My document can't be accessed on my app. No idea why, but it's on my records as a diagnosis. Really? Yeah, sometimes that can happen. I mean, you'd have to speak to a GP about that one, Wicked. They have the time to tell them to pick the report, but won't upload it to the app. Yeah, Alphabet's apparently still having trouble with that.
And I find it a little bit sus that he was fucking about with them, and then all of a sudden this fucking message came through, and right? But he says, see, my assessment's ready, so I'm going to go to the doctors and pick it up. But this message implies that YMS have left it at their reception desk. Does it not? Why would they say has been left at the reception desk? And then, because you're automatically going to go, right, well, I'll go to YMS, a place that he cannot attend physically because apparently it's too far away, and that's why they have to do an e-consult. E-consult spelt incorrectly, but also wouldn't be the word that they use. And you'd go to pick it up, and it wouldn't be there, would it? You'd be like, well, why didn't you tell me it was my GP surgery's reception desk? You just said reception desk, so I assumed it was yours. Right? Now, wait a minute. He then shuts down the live, and a couple of minutes later, he's outside his GP surgery with a brown envelope with Mr. Elphaba Orion Doherty and his date of birth on the other in the other corner.
Yeah, that was wild. And people, so on Reddit, people have put up a post of when Elphaba was writing the list, and people have sort of put pieces together that it's Elphaba's handwriting, that it's the same handwriting that Elphaba has used. So people have put that pieces together.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't his legal name Orion Doherty? So it'd say Mr. Orion Doherty, wouldn't it? Well, fair enough. Let's play devil's advocate, right? And say that they're using his preferred name, because they can do that. It'd say Ms. Elphaba Doherty, wouldn't it?
No. Because Elphaba has not changed their gender marker. So it would still say Mr. Okay, so what it would do is this. It would say Mr. Orion, and then in parentheses, Elphaba Doherty. That's how it would appear officially. Mr. Orion, then in parentheses, Elphaba, then Doherty. That's how it would appear. It wouldn't say Mr. Elphaba Orion Doherty. It would appear as Mr. Orion, then in parentheses, Elphaba, because that's their preferred name, Doherty. Because they haven't changed it legally at all yet. Once they've changed it legally, then it would be Elphaba Orion Doherty. Morning, Faye.
Right? Why would it have your date of birth on it? Why would it have your date of birth on an envelope being left out in the open on a reception?
That's another good question. It necessarily wouldn't have your date of birth. Not necessarily. It's a good question.
Desk in a place where the report wasn't produced. Like, in a place where the report wasn't produced.
Yes, it would have your NHS number on it.
on a reception desk where they have no idea about any of it.
Can Orion legally take the name Elphaba? Isn't that heavily linked with Wicked? I don't, Lila, sorry, I don't honestly think they can. I don't honestly think they can. You have to give your date of birth and address if you're collecting something. Yes, Mummy, you do. You do. You do have to give your name, your date of birth, and your address if you are going to collect anything from the GP surgery. You do. My records did. It's so they can ask to confirm, but they ask for address too. Yeah, they do. Yeah. It wouldn't have Elon as he hasn't changed his. No. I picked up doctor's sick notes before, and I was asked to confirm that. No. This is where you would ask. No, you would ask to be confirmed those things. You would ask to be confirmed those things. Yes. In the recording, she didn't ask for date of birth, and he didn't say his date of birth either. No. So in the recording that Elphaba showed, no, they didn't ask for date of birth, and they didn't ask for address. They didn't ask for any of those things. It was weirdly edited as well. Didn't Joe Lissett change his name to Hugo Boss and had to change it back for legal reasons? Yes, I believe so. That wouldn't happen. Sorry, I missed your live yesterday. What have I missed? Oh, Gemma, there's been a lot. Yesterday, he was threatening everyone with legal things, and also they showed a text message from December that they went to the police. The point is, why would the info be on the outside of the envelope on the front desk? That's a good point, T-Spot, because if all Elphaba would have to do is confirm who they are. And they would have to take a form of ID as well. Like a citizenship card, like I did, to confirm who I was when I had to get the NHS app to work for me. Even when I go into GP to ask a general inquiry, they ask for date of birth. Yeah, they do. Every single time they ask for date of birth or address or anything like that. Any time that I have to call the GP or things like that, they always ask for my date of birth. Mine used my NHS ID yesterday. Yes, yeah. They asked for, I had to call yesterday to ask for hospital transport for my CT scan because it's fucking in the middle of fucking nowhere. And it's fucking almost fucking 3 hours away and it's fucking first thing in the morning. Anyway, so, and that's next week. So they literally, because I didn't know my NHS number, the next form, things that they asked for, it was my name, my date of birth, my address, and once all that was confirmed, the man was nice enough to turn around and say, "Let's write down your
thanks for the gift.
Write down your NHS number, which I've written down as national insurance number, which is not what it is, but there we go.
Thanks for the gift.
If I call, they just ask for my date of birth, and then I get an appointment. But when I picked up a letter, I did just say my name. I mean, damn, pack a snack and drink, entertainment as hospital transport pickup can be a long way. Well, they asked me to get ready at like 6:30 in the morning, so I'll be ready. My doctor rings me to pick up letters, not text. Oh yeah. If I had to do anything, they usually text. Also, I have to give all my details, name, date of birth, address. Yeah. Oh yeah. The NHS number is also on the NHS app. I just didn't think to go in there. TikTok should remove their account. Misleading information is dangerous. It is, Mum. It is, Mama.
Yes, because he went through right to choose. He didn't go through his GP. Why would YMS print a report and then take it by hand to his GP surgery, leave it on that reception desk for him to pick up from there. Why would...
See, that's another good question here. Elphaba went through Right to Choose, went through YMS, allegedly, we have to say allegedly here. This is what Elphaba did. Went through YMS, went through Right to Choose, right? And then, allegedly, why would they do all this? No, that's what Elphaba said. No, Ara, that's exactly what Elphaba said. Elphaba said they went through Right to Choose. They went private and went through Right to Choose. I mean, they can't make up their mind whether they went through private, went through Right to Choose. I mean, and they chose YMS, and YMS did the assessment, and YMS did the report, and then, so why would YMS, she brings up a good point, why would YMS
Thanks for the gift.
then send the report to print off at Elphaba's local GP? Yes. I mean, yes, but then Elphaba also turned around and said, this is where Elphaba also turns around and said that they're referred by their GP. So, not even Elphaba can keep up with their own lies. But, yeah. When I got diagnosed with endo, it took months to hear anything about it. I felt sick. I know, Lola. I've heard them say it was through NHS. He can't keep up. No, they can't keep up with their own lies. First it was through Right to Choose, through NHS, then it was private. I don't even, at this point, you can't, even Elphaba can't even keep up with their own lies. But they went and picked up this report, which I honestly think they just wouldn't got it fucking printed off. YMS aren't even on the list for Right to Choose, and Elphaba didn't know what Right to Choose was. Yeah, I know.
Wouldn't they just leave it on their reception desk? Or better yet, why wouldn't they post it? Why wouldn't they post it? And if it has been...
Why wouldn't they post it? Because let's be real here. We know exactly why they wouldn't post it.
Received by your GP, and it is your GP who's printed it off, and that is your GP who has sent you the message. Why are they not referring to this e-consult as an assessment for autism? Because you'd have no idea which e-consult they were talking about, would you, if it was just a Patches message? Like, there's so much wrong with this that people have already pointed out, I'm aware. But he just lies and lies and lies and digs a bigger hole and a bigger hole and a bigger hole. And
yep. It's a bigger hole. There's inconsistencies with this message. There's inconsistencies with the letter. There's inconsistencies with the stories that Elphaba tells with this autism diagnosis. There's so many inconsistencies, and now Elphaba wants to use it as a get out of jail free card. So many inconsistencies.
Thanks for following.
Maybe Reece, yeah.
And then lo and behold, we have the ask for Angela hand signal. Yeah. With that guy who absolutely shit himself thinking that he was being accused of grabbing him and SA and all that. And he thought, like, you know, potentially having his life ruined by him. Right? He's done that so that people will stop talking about the autism report, because he's realised that he's digging. He is that dense, like educationally wise. He is that dense and doesn't have the forethought or the self-awareness
Thanks for following.
to be like, I better shut my mouth now because I'm digging a bigger hole for myself and I need to stop it. Because like most liars, yeah, he's a narcissist.
Okay.
So he's trying to get away with even more and even more and even more. So we can't shut up because his own self gratification and just, I don't know, you know what I mean, is too much. He's getting off on it too much to stop. That's what all it comes down to. Now we've had this Ask for Angela trying to ruin a guy's life over him standing. I mean, he's still protesting that this guy was grabbing him and touching him. The guy doesn't put a hand on him all night. The whole time he stood there, he doesn't lay a finger on him.
And like I said yesterday, I honestly think he did all of that because the guy rejected them. That's what I think that was. Honestly, I think that's what that was. Is that playing or?
It's just, oh my God. You know what it's like? It's like when you catch one of your kids lying and you tell them off for something and they lie and you go, what are you lying for? I know that that's not true because this happened. And then they lie again. And they have an answer. And everything you say, you ask, and you're like, right, okay then. So you start asking them questions to like trip them up. Because you know they're lying, so you're going to trip them up, aren't you? So rather than turn around to you and say, right, okay, yeah, fine, you caught me out, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done it. Rather than doing that and like preserving what little value is left within this conversation, they just continue to lie and continue to lie and continue to lie, digging a bigger and deeper hole. So what actually started off as, you know, a little bit of a, why have you not done this? You know to do it, so do it. And then saying, I'm sorry, I should have done it. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I'm sorry. Rather than that, they're like, they've got an answer for everything. Everything's got an answer.
Yeah, he turned it into everyone being transphobic and see, this is where, and he revealed a lot in that live stream about, he basically revealed that he uses the trans community as a fetish. And he revealed a lot with that. He calls clips AI whenever he's called out for things on it. Yeah, they do. And he turned it into a trans thing when it really wasn't. And the way in which he spoke about it, you can clearly see where his mind went, and it was very revealing.
That's what this is. That's exactly what this is. Absolutely everything has got an answer. There's no I don't know, there's no nothing. There's no apology, no accountability, but there is an answer for everything. And the answer to every question is always somebody else's fault.
Hey, Peggy,
and they're the victim.
Yep.
Like, you know, and people say, oh, well, you know, boys are like this, young boys are like this. I have a 12-year-old stepson and he's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's nothing like that at all. He gets caught out about something, he admits it and says he's sorry. Might have a sulk about it, might be a bit, you know, lippy. But he doesn't lie consistently and just lie and lie and lie, digging a deeper hole for himself, because he's fucking clever enough and has twigged that if he takes accountability for the shit that he does, he'll get, you know, he might get a telling off, but that's about it. He won't really lose anything. Whereas this 23-year-old grown-ass man in a dress can't work that out. Amazing. Amazing.
4 boys, 21 down to 7, and then nothing like that. Yeah, I've got a 20-year-old autistic son. He's massively honest, and that's the thing. And this is where it's sort of like, this is, my daughter is 17 and is someone, and this is where it's sort of like, a lot of what this woman's just told me and said is exactly true. He will never take responsibility. He isn't trans, he's a quadra. Yeah, I know. And like I said, he revealed, he being at it again, shocking, he should be, I know, pagan. like the way in which he spun this, it's very much, and as I say, he revealed a lot when it came to them. The way in which he views the trans community, he reviews being trans as a fetish, and he revealed that a lot about themselves. So I believe Dean's done a few videos that I think I've seen one or two. So there's a few videos from Dean that we're going to go through. I've got an itchy eye. He's done a few videos. Where am I going? I'm going around the twist is what I'm doing. Thank you for sharing. I'm going around the twist is what I'm doing. Because I'm reviewing a few of Dean's videos.
Okay, so for the last video of the night out, listen, we don't... Second to last... So before we get on to the outfit, we've got... So let's just finalise this autism.
Right.
Just laid here, I've covered my nips to stop Orion.
She's sensitive to food.
So Orion has...
But I'm just...
Do you know what is very, very funny and amusing to me?
My autistic daughter watches you.
Right, so here we go. I think this is the video that I saw, and so we're going to go from... This is going to piss me off, and I know it is. Because...
My autistic daughter watches you.
Because I've seen this video, but... Yeah, I think I've seen this video. I think I've seen... I'm always going around the... I've gone on the truth. This clip makes me rage about my daughter. Yeah, I know, Jenny. I think I've seen this video because these lovely ladies reacted to it. So I think I've seen this video, but
Thanks for the gift.
It's the next video past this one. God, there's a few. I think it's the video after this that I wanted to see.
Do you know what is very...
So it's a video after this, but yeah, that video that pissed me off because it was directed at you, and we all know it. They're never gonna be quiet with the "I'm an autistic trans woman" excuse. No, nope. And we're gonna constantly call them out because they're not autistic and they're not trans. The letters are a lie. Them being trans is a lie. Everything about them is a lie. Even the freaking NHS, and that's honestly, that is what's gonna nail them because they're committing medical fraud. They really messed up at the weekend there. Oh god, yeah, they messed up and that's the reason why they haven't been live, because they know they fucked up. They fucked up big time. But yeah, these are Dean's videos, and by the way, we're going from 3 days. I have not watched Dean's videos in a while, so
very funny and amusing to me is that every situation lately that he's a compulsive liar, and I'll show you a clip where he admits that he is a liar and he can't stop.
Is actually banned from Canal Street. Oh yeah, he's banned from Manchester completely. Yep.
Lying, but the fact that every lie he's coming out with lately, he's digging himself a fucking hole. A bit like the transness, you know, he's dug that hole so deep he can't get out of it, and now he's dug this autism diagnosis hole, and he just keeps burying himself.
Vaguely pagan witch. Vaguely. I love Manchester and don't want to run into them. Yeah, I hope the video is sent to every club. I hope so too. Dean got them banned from fire, luckily. I mean...
burying himself because he's not intelligent enough to even put forward a convincing fucking lie.
And
if he gets the rest of the world actually have been through this process, and it's so funny to see his reaction to this. He thought he was going to wave a brown envelope and show you a page of document that you can Google, and everyone's going to go, oh, sorry. But remember, we hold you accountable for your actions, not your disabilities, as you would say, Orion. But it's very fucking funny. Ha 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 to you, Orion. You silly fucking cunt. You look like an absolute fool. And do you know what you're doing? You are just making yourself look worse and worse and worse. And you think you're giving this fucking angelic thing to the world right now, and all you're doing is your reaction is actually reasserting how much of a monster you are.
Yep.
Your recent comments about my eviction, all that sort of stuff. It's just reaffirming what we already know you to be, an absolute disgusting, vile, ugly little bastard, right? Big bastard. But that is what you're reaffirming. Let's have a look at his little message where he confirms, oh, I lie and I just can't stop.
Huh?
Do you know what?
Fucking wanker. That was my fault, sorry. It's not harassment and bullying. Fucking TikTok. It's calling Elphaba around us. I've got an underbite. What? Underbite of what? Baphomet. Oh my god, Baphomet. But okay, fantastic underbite. Thank you. I know I've got an underbite.
It's very, very funny and amusing to me.
I fucked up that. See, this pisses me off. Like, play.
Do you know what is very, very funny and amusing to me?
I'm doing well.
Is that every situation lately that he's a compulsive
My
liar. And I'll
God.
show you a clip where he admits that he is a liar and he can't stop lying.
Oh
but
no, TikTok's being
the
stupid.
fact
Oh no.
that every lie he's
Maybe.
coming out with lately, he's digging and digging himself a fucking hole. A bit like the transness, you know, he's dug that hole so deep he can't get out of it, and now he's
Which is very, very true.
dug this autism diagnosis hole, and he just keeps burying himself because he's not intelligent enough to even put forward a convincing fucking lie, and he forgets the rest of the world actually have been through this process. And it's so funny to see his reaction to this. He thought he was going to wave a brown envelope and show you a page of document that you
You're
can
amazing,
Google,
Jenny.
and everyone's going to go, oh, sorry. But remember, we hold you accountable for your actions, not your disabilities, as you would say, Orion. But it's very fucking funny. Ha 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 to you, Orion. You silly fucking cunt. You look like an absolute fool. And do you know what you're doing?
Not wrong.
You are just making yourself look worse and worse
Thanks
and
for following.
worse. And you think you're giving this fucking angelic thing to the world right now, and all you're doing is your reaction is actually reasserting how much of a monster you are. Your recent
Yep, I will turn around and say that Elphaba is definitely a monster.
comments about my eviction, all that sort of stuff. It's just reaffirming what we already know you to be, an absolute disgusting, vile, ugly little bastard, right? Big bastard. But that is what you're reaffirming. Let's have a look at his little message where he confirms, oh, I lie and I just can't stop.
Carry on a lot. So this, you can't, yeah. This is one that he basically posted in a Discord saying that they can't stop lying.
Why Wicked is not in here. Because Wicked's literally like one of the biggest special interests I've ever had.
See, okay, so that's an insult to a monster. I mean, you're not wrong. So, the thing is, right, Wicked is their special interest. No, a song is your interest. A song. That's it. A song. A song is your interest. And it's not a special interest, it's just a song. I love when he read the diagnosis there and was like, oh, am I? Yeah, they were very confused about the lettering. And it's like, you would know. I know the whole transcript to The Little Mermaid, original and live action in Greek and English. Exactly, Emily. That, you know. People who are autistic, you know. It's their special interest, yet wasn't mentioned in the report. I know. Funny that Wicked was a biggest interest, yet their diagnosis said Pokemon and trains. Yet they know nothing about trains. Okay, Eden. They know fuck all about trains. And really fuck all about Pokemon either. They know nothing about Pokemon either. They know Pokemon cards, and not even Pokemon cards. They're like the shininess of Pokemon cards. That's about it. In Greek, it's because it's my family are Greek. Kripia, I always pronounce that wrong, and it helps me learn. Emily, yeah. I've stalled long enough, but I have to go. One love, all stay safe and sane. Okay, Josie. They didn't read all the way through ChatGPT's letter before printing. No, Anonymous, they didn't. I guess they would ask them a few questions to see if Pokemons are the special interest. Has Maria been in touch with them at all? He said they're going to visit, but doubt it. Maria won't want it. I mean, it's pronounced Cypriot. I always pronounce it wrong. I'm sorry. Cypriot. I always pronounce it wrong. I apologise. He can go home. Claims he's in danger if he goes home. Yeah, I know. Has anyone stopped and thought he's done this because his account is gone quiet looking for more views? I mean, yeah, possibly, Andrew, possibly.
So, I really don't know why Wicked's not in there. But we're going
Wicked's not in there because it's not your report. You just ChatGPT'd this shit, and ChatGPT threw this shit out, and you're just rereading it.
to go with it. But Wicked is like my interest. So, why Wicked is not in here.
Clock it.
My graduates mentioned, but I mentioned that to her, but she put singing instead, which I don't know why.
What?
Yes, but I mentioned Wicked to her.
You mentioned Wicked to her, but it's not in your report. If you mention Wicked to her, Wicked would be in your report. Apparently he can't go to Maria's because something so awful happened before, according to them. So awful. Oh wait, would that be you terrorised the person who lived next door?
Wicked ain't in there, cunt, because you've just downloaded copies from the internet and you haven't even thought about really editing it. This is what the most funniest fucking thing is that you've lied about this so much now. Anything you do to prove that you've been diagnosed with autistics from this point on is not going to be valid. You do realise what that's 3 or 4 times you've lied about this diagnosis and provided falsified fraudulent documents. So you do realise that even what you do in the future now is not going to be valid, right? Get your NHS app and prove the letter. It should be on the system now. If you've got a letter, get your app out, prove it. You won't, because you can't do that. That would be your validation. Get it on the app. Boom. Get it on the app. But anything
The rest of us can prove shit that's on the app. My fucking HB sugar thing that's high, instantly on the app. I was able to prove that. The minute I had the appointment, instantly on the app.
use about diagnosis of autism, you do realise you've completely fucked over yourself for the future. The reason why Wicked isn't in there because you didn't think to edit it in there, and you didn't discuss it with any fucker because you've just downloaded things off ChatGPT and Google, you fucking idiot.
I don't know why she... I actually have that on video as well. Oh my god. You're strangers, why do you care? You're actually strangers. Why do I actually have to explain myself to them at all? Like, seriously. Why do I...
Why do you have to... Why do you have to... Why do you have to appease strangers on the internet? Oh, I don't know. Because you've made it a point to try and use autism as an excuse. I can't get the app. Is anyone else having issues with the sound? No, he's quiet on the sound.
To explain my phone.
First of all, who are you talking to? The phone is in front of you. And the filter's not working today, clearly. Like I said to you, everything I say pretty much is put into action. He will have his pretty filters on when he wants to be a cunt to people, but when he wants to be perceived as vulnerable, he uses his not so fucking fortunate looks so people feel sorry for him. They look at him and go, oh, he's an ugly bastard, feel sorry for him. Hence the reason why in this clip he has no fucking filters on.
I'm gonna block everyone.
No. Miss Thing, they turned around and said that they're going to use it. They're going to show things on the NH app.
Oh, you've remembered how to do that, have you? Oh, you're not going to get your mods to do it. You're not going to manipulate your mods to do things that they don't have to do for you. You do realise you're saying this of what's happening, which there's no mention of going off yourself and bullying that chat.
It would be.
Simply calling.
It would be on the NHS app by now. If they've managed to go and pick up the letter from the GP, it would be on the NHS app by now. The diagnosis would be on there by now. Morning, Froggy. Just a thought, but where is Maria's input into this autism assessment? Not documented. Oh, yeah.
You out for your lies and questioning you, which is why you're reacting the way you are, because you know you've been caught out lying yet again, Orion. So you then have the power to block everyone, right? But before, listen, you've had autism all your life, remember. Before, it led to you having these breakdowns. You blame everyone in...
And that is a good point. The meltdowns and the shit before, all of a sudden, now Elphaba can control it. But it would be, they go to their mother and their school. Oh yeah, I know.
your chat for you having the breakdowns that you did on live, but you do remember you've got the power to block. Therefore, you knew you had the power to block when you were having these episodes and S-baiting online, didn't you? But you didn't choose to invoke those powers. You chose to sit there and let it happen.
Because you are all bullies. Don't care.
Buzzword bullies. Just for information, when you get questioned about something, you put publicly all over the internet, and this is what you don't realise.
It would, yeah. It would. If it was an official review, they would have to talk to Maria. This is what Elphaba fails to understand. Elphaba fails to understand this report. If it's a real report, I said it yesterday, if this is a real report, Elphaba isn't officially diagnosed whatsoever anyway. And guess who they'd have to talk to? Maria. They'd also have to talk to Daddy as well. They'd have to talk to people in Elphaba's real life. They wouldn't just have to talk to Elphaba, they'd also have to talk to Maria. And that's where Elphaba's diagnosis will fail. Because Maria will tell them the truth. Maria won't lie to them like Elphaba is. Maria will tell them the truth.
You think people like myself try and go through your fucking bins to find out information. You think we hack the NHS system. You think we try hack your phones. We stalk you. We find out where you go. I've got news for you, Orion. We don't have to do anything but simply search your name on here and all the information we need comes up and we grab it because you put everything...
Wait. So they did say Maria did come down and do forms months ago. I believe she signed and he wrote it. You reckon? Maria will say no and put the phone down. I mean, yeah. But that's the thing. In my daughter's appointment, she has autism and ADHD, so I have to speak for her to every... Yeah, so... their bins are communal, yeah, and he just leaves their bags outside the... Yeah. Yes, she did do forms at Xmas. She may have done forms, but they had to literally speak to her That's the thing here. They have to speak to her. I did, Lolly, yeah. They literally have to speak to her. She may have done the forms, but they literally have to physically speak to her.
Online, and you're going to say you're going to sue everyone, you're going to get the police. Well, you put everything on a public platform. Like you know, it's.
I get that, Mystique. Yeah, I get that. There is a fine line. They need to literally physically speak to Maria. Maria may have filled out quote unquote forms, but when it comes to an autism assessment,
Thanks for the gift.
they do. It's not just one assessment. They do literally have to speak to Maria in person.
Thanks for the gift.
And that's where Elphaba's little assessment, Elphaba's little scam that they're trying to do with autism is going to fail. And it's not mentioned in their assessment, which backups the fakeness. Yeah, a friend got her autism assessment and her mum was asked questions via video call because of lockdown. Yeah, I know, but that was, Emily, yeah, but I know, that was due to lockdown now. But I get that though. I get that. That was during lockdown. But this is where Elphaba's little, this YMS report, if it is real, I'm just going to say, if it is real, that's just one report. It's going to take several to get a full-fledged diagnosis. And they're going to have to speak to Maria face to face. Or on video call. And they're going to have to ask her hard-hitting questions. And it's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Like when people say, you can't film me in public. Yeah, you can because it's a public place. Well, you've put it online, which is a public app.
It is a multidisciplinary thing. Yeah, it is. Even if it's real, he's still manipulating it to go their way. Yes, oh yeah, they are.
And yes, we can do whatever we want, and this is our opinion. So before you go down that route, but yes, how ironic. Bullying because you're being questioned and you've been caught out and you don't know how to answer the questions.
I'm sorry, Jazzy. I'm still so angry with their latest action to the point I've been in tears because I'm a survivor. I know, Jazzy. What they did over the weekend is absolutely disgusting, and how they showed their face, how they were able to show their face and come back and lie, is just disgusting.
Thanks for the gift.
I don't give a fuck.
Hey, Charlotte.
Okay? I don't give a fuck if your brother's autistic, love. I don't care.
And so-
Hardly the reaction. That's hardly the reaction of someone that's just been diagnosed with ADHD, autism, neurodivertism. You would show compassion whether you believe that person to be lying or not. The fact is, many people do have autistic family members and they are autistic themselves and know what the struggle is in a world that's not necessarily built for people that think the way autistic people do, and it's on a spectrum. Absolutely, it's different for everyone, but that is not the reaction of someone that has suffered the way that you've told everyone that you suffer, because you would be considerate and empathetic towards that person's situation. They are telling you that what you are saying and what you have presented to the world, you did it, Orion. We didn't hunt for these in the bin. We wouldn't be able to get shit out your bin anyway because you don't take the bins out. They live in your flats. So how are we going to go through your bins? But anyway, that is not someone like, is not the way you would react to someone saying that. You would actually falsify and just say, look, you believe what you want, but you wouldn't be having these comments if the fucking diagnosis was real and you weren't.
Morning, Moonlight.
Thanks for the
I'm
gift.
supporting a friend who is seeking an ADHD diagnosis for her child because I don't want her to be alone and have
Thanks
no
for the
support.
gift.
Wow, that's amazing, Emily. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Sarah. Morning, Em.
Through your
Thank you for the
team.
heart me,
But you would
Moonlight.
able
Thank you,
to
Dad.
articulate yourself and say, well, actually, this is, I understand it if your brother is going through this.
Thanks
I
for the
completely
gift.
understand the situation.
That's okay, Froggy. Curry's interesting. I haven't watched Curry in a while.
You wouldn't be sitting there acting like a cunt and saying you don't care about another
Thanks for the
person
Thank you for the heart me, Jazzy.
that's meant to be within your autistic community, a bit like trans. You know, it's a very, very mirrored image. Your fake transness and your fake autism it is a mirror image of what you're trying to do and perceive to the world, so they feel sorry for you, and it's this fuck you card, get out of jail free card, very similar situation.
Yep.
I don't care. None of my business. None of my business. Block, remove. Block, remove. Stalkers. Probably don't even have a brother, probably lying to me.
It's hilarious when he uses the word stalking when he sits on a live platform where anyone can come in. It's a bit like, it's a bit like you sat there, opened the door, and your stalkers walked in and sat in your living room, and you're sat there calling them a stalker when you've invited them in. It's absolutely ridiculous. You sound like an absolute fucking prick. How embarrassing to you. I'm on live to the public, and I'm going to call everyone stalking for coming in and commenting on this. And that is just very telling. You don't care that that woman has an autistic brother, yet you want the whole world to care that you're autistic. Right? And it's very telling in what you just said at the end there. So you're probably lying. You probably don't even have a brother. So on your same logic again there, Ryan, if someone can just lie about their brother for this, then why would we think any other thing about the way you lie and falsify shit all over the internet in public for everyone to view and comment on? And you don't stand a fucking ground with all this, I'm gonna get lawyers. You can't afford a fucking lawyer. You would not bring the law to your attention, because there's so much. You have to prove things that what we're saying is wrong, when I can prove everything I say about you is either an opinion or it's actually confirmed correctly by your videos. This is what you do not understand. You know nothing of the law, and trust me, I've been for a police interview for you, albeit not successful, right? Yeah, it wasn't successful, but however, the stuff I've shown the police of what you've done, and you think people in the awareness community are gonna get fucking done, I can assure you they're not.
There's so many videos.
So Orion has...
There's so many videos. I've been keeping up with Dean for quite a bit.
So Orion has...
No! Motherfucker.
So Orion has a very strong message.
Damn it. I don't understand how the police didn't do anything about Dean's information on it. So... what I think it is when it comes to police won't do anything. Honestly, police won't do anything. I'm taking dietary requests for the court steps picnic. I know, right, mistake. They seem to get away with everything. Right, so when it comes to police, right, here's the thing. Until either E does something, harms someone physically, or someone harms E physically, which I can see happening. You see, this is where you are caught between a rock and a hard place. E thinks he's so untouchable with the law, but one day it's gonna go so wrong for them. Yes, it is. Especially recently with the faking of the medical shit, medical autism shit. Because that's what will get E. That's what will get E. The faking of the posting of the NHS shit and the YMS shit, that will probably get E more than anything else. With the police stuff, the police won't do anything until harm is done. And this is where you're caught between a rock and a hard place, because with the protesting outside Elphaba's place, and I've made when I'm angry, when I'm pissed off, I've made the threat of I'm going to go down and knock them out, you know, because I do feel that way. I do feel that way, which is wrong because he causes mental harm. Exactly, Jazzy. And going protesting outside Elphaba's house and causing, you know, that kind of thing, it makes Elphaba the victim, right? Hello, Trinity. It makes Elphaba the victim. You are caught between a rock and a hard place, because yes, going and beating the crap out of Elphaba does make Elphaba the victim. However, that is when the police will step in. That is when the police will step in, is when you do make Elphaba the victim. That's the reality. That's the reality. It's what Elphaba wants. It is what Elphaba wants. It's what Elphaba wants somebody to go and beat the crap out of them. Don't protest outside the house. There are lots of other people there. But that's it, Yummy Mummy. That's also the thing that stops people from going and protesting outside their home. Because it's a vulnerable place. And there are a lot of vulnerable people in that property. And that also crosses a boundary as well. You know what I mean? There's a lot of issues. And Elphaba knows that. But the problem is that the police won't do anything until something like that happens. So you are caught between a rock and a hard place, because we are screaming into the void and saying Elphaba needs awful social media and Elphaba needs consequences. Police can't do anything because it's all been done online, because no physical actions are being done. But once physical actions are being done, that makes Elphaba the victim, and Elphaba can play the victim. So you are caught between a rock and a hard place. So it's very difficult. He will cross the wrong person. I doubt he will be the one to do anything to someone. I mean, Ari, yes. But so yeah, that's pretty much why the police case went nowhere. And that's the reason why Elphaba threatening the awareness people with police, that will also go nowhere as well. This is the reason why there's the back and forth constantly. There's the reason why people get so pissed off and so angry, because nothing gets done. The wrong-uns, and it's not just with Elphaba, it's with all the wrong-uns, nothing gets done because the police sit on their fucking ass and do nothing. And then you wonder why suicide rates are so high.
For us at the awareness, the awareness community on TikTok, or anyone who does videos on the creature.
And I know my supporters will do it for me, so I want you to all...
I don't think they will.
Thank you.
They all think they're untouchable. It makes me so angry. Yeah, I know, Sarah. I know.
Thank you. Can you tell my support, can you tell my...
This is a bit of an older clip. This, I believe, was when they were still living with Maria, I think.
Haters to literally fuck off. I give you...
Oh, wait, no. Sorry, no, it wasn't. Never mind.
As you can see, you have to ask your supporters to support.
It's very, very difficult because I can never tell whether they... Never mind.
You in a chat where apparently you're getting hounded and it's affecting you, so I doubt your supporters are going to fucking do anything, because they are as guilty as you are for fueling the fire that is the tragic.
I know, I get so pissed off with it all. I get so angry. He is the reason why women and men don't come forward after being... I know, Jazzy, I know. Yep. Yep, the timeline is so blurry now, Joshua, because it's continuous. I mean, yeah, I thought it was an older clip, but it's not. It's actually a recent one. It's actually a recent one, to be honest. Narcissists are 4 years old in an adult's body, hence why he carries on like he does. HGT, like I said, I was watching Elizabeth Holmes. I was watching Coffee and Colts talking about Elizabeth Holmes, and oh my god, the parallels between Elizabeth Holmes and Elphaba. How they won't let it go, and how they twist the narrative, and how they've always got to be right. Oh my god, it is wild. And Elphaba will end up in the same situation. Maybe not creating because with Elizabeth Holmes, she had the money to do that. The fact he accepted a glass of water off that guy after eluding that he was grabbing them was shocking. Yeah. They all follow the same playbook. I swear they do, HGT. They all go to the same school of narcissism. They really do. So many people out here follow the same playbook. And I'm like, did we get all excluded? Did we all get excluded? I was stalked for 10 months by my ex. And it ended in court. And my punishment from him was... Oh, Jazzy... I am so sorry, Jazzy. Like, and this is the reason why, like, what Elphaba does has consequences. It has consequences. Yeah, Elphaba's trademark has been withdrawn. It has, yes. I saw that on somebody posted it on a different Reddit that I'm not a part of. But yeah, I was with a narcissistic for 10 years. Luckily, he went to prison. But EOD reminds me of, yep, yeah. Plus he was, he was so uncomfortable, he stayed out all night. Yeah, he stayed out all night, yeah. This is why it makes me so angry. Yeah, Jazzy. And I think that's the reason why sort of like a lot of people, to be honest, a lot of people, and I know that I cover Elphaba a lot. I'm well aware of that, but that's because Elphaba pisses me the fuck off and I need to vent. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't cover Elphaba, because it triggers them, and I get that. I don't even go to certain London venues because of harassment. I get that, Emily. I get that. I agree 100%. He won't physically go for anyone, but the damage he causes mentally is uncomfortable. Uncountable. Sorry. Uncountable. Yes, Isla. It is. It is.
Of you as a human and your life. Now, they are incapable of having a debate because they can't defend someone when their actions have been proven over and over again. Fact. Videos by you.
What annoyed me was all the gifters gifting while lying about the events of Saturday night. That's because a lot of people don't know. I don't think a lot of the gifters know exactly what happened. They're just taking Elphaba's word for it.
Facts in the chat. What is Chelsea Liart going to come up and booyaka me? Is she? Or booyaka me away? Absolutely not.
Yes.
And you're threatening all this shit. I would. Your followers are kids or gutless, spineless adults.
Sorry is just a word to them. Always sorry, but not my fault. So used to being the victim. Yes, yeah. Victoria, I didn't care what they were doing before I realised they're not transitioning and the SLIs. Yeah, Misty, yeah. They've been doing it for so many years. They've been trying to do that for so many years. They're a malignant narcissist, the worst kind, sociopath, and dark triad traits. Yes, dark triad. That is... So you got... With the dark triad, you've got... I'm trying to remember this correctly. You've got... It's malignant narcissism, Darvo, and there's something else. I can't remember the dark triad correctly. Psychopathy. Oh right, no, yeah. So it's sociopathy, psychopathy, and something else. Hang on. You know what? Google is my best friend. Google is my best friend. The dark, because I've got it as a diagram somewhere. Dark triad. The dark triad. So the dark triad is Machiavellianism, narcissism, and psychopathy. Psychopathy. There you go. That's the dark triad. So Machiavellianism, narcissism, and psychopathy. They're just a Kent. Yeah, that's the dark triad. The dark triad refers to a trio of malevolent personality traits, narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, coined by psychologist Delroy Palace and Calvin Williams in 2002. The traits often found at subclinical levels in everyday life are categorized by self-promotion, manipulation, and a lack of empathy, often resulting in socially destructive behaviors. There you go. Key traits of the dark triad: narcissism, marked by grandiosity, pride, egotism, and a lack of empathy. So that's the narcissism part. Machiavellianism involves manipulation, exploitation of others, and a clinical disregard for morality, and a focus on self-interest and deception. And then the psychopathy part of it is categorized by enduring antisocial behavior, impulsivity, selfishness, callousness, and remorsefulness. And then common characteristics and behavior: individuals high in these traits often exhibit superficial charm. They can be popular and charming initially, but form superficial relationships. Elphaba. Manipulation: they often view relationships as games, using others for personal gain. Lack of empathy: they show little remorse for harming others. Short-term focus: they tend to prefer short-term relationships or situationships. And high risk taking: often display impulsive behaviors. So that's the dark triad. There was a lot more to that, but I'm not going to bore people with it, you know. But yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot there.
And it's just ridiculous that you think
But that is spot on. That is spot on with the dark triad to do with Elphaba. It's very spot on.
going to come up against the awareness community and the followers that we have, because I'm pretty sure if there was a battle, let's just put things into perspective, you there with your supporters, me here with my supporters, a lot of cunts would turn up. Your supporters would be at school, so
Well, no, absolutely.
You know what's funny? I just got a letter. I just got a message from your GP surgery.
My supporters are coming for you, haters. Understand that.
Oh, your supporters are coming. Really, Elphaba? What are they going to turn around and say? Well, what are the supporters really going to turn around and say? You're lying about our queen. You're lying about our pred. What are they really going to say, Elphaba? Include the followers: too many clicks, and he was everyone's first. Yeah.
My supporters are coming for you. And also...
Are they?
Are they? Well, most of yours are kids and robots, bots on the app. Your followers are mostly bots. We've seen you buy them, you silly bastard. So not unless Terminator's going to come get me and a load of school kids, I think I'm quite safe. And as for the competent adults that follow you, they're fucked in the head just as much as you do. And when met with confliction, or they're met with...
The ironic thing is that they often manipulate medical professionals to diagnose with ASD instead. Really, HGT? Wow, look what Elphaba's trying to do right now.
Someone that's going to be actually spitting facts, they're going to not know what to say, because they can't back someone up that's guilty.
Wise, because you're trying to ruin my life and you're trying to make me kill myself.
No, and that's another manipulation. S-baiting. How many times has Elphaba threatened to unalive? How many times? Monica. At least 90% of their followers are under 16, yeah. I've studied it in depth for 5 years due to being a victim of a narcissist. HGT, wow, yeah. Yeah. I've studied manipulation for quite a while with different people. I've been in many different relationships that have tried to manipulate. And it's like, Elphaba, you can't keep on throwing away that threat. You can't keep on throwing that threat around. As someone that has, and this, you know what, this is what annoys me. it annoys me because I'm like, Alpha, you have no idea the struggles that people have. No idea. Because you keep on coming back to the platforms that say that... never mind.
Ryan, hear me and hear me now. As long as you've ruined your life, you did it. Remember, you can't take responsibilities while you haven't regressed as a human being.
Yes,
this is why you're
they are chameleons. Yeah, yeah, definitely chameleons. They will adapt to they will adapt to different situations. Yep.
Your dirty little circle around and around and around, and we've got a breakdown incoming soon. But you ruined your life. As long as you are on social media, you will not be able to enjoy the simple pleasures of what a normal, lovely, genuine, law-abiding human will have, because you are a law-breaking pred who has victimized kids, manipulated adults, manipulated autistic people.
That's a good point, Ara. Thank you for the heart me kind bubblegum pop. Ara, that's a good point. People don't support them. They encourage for entertainment, which makes them just as bad as them. Yes, and that is there's a fine line between that. The people that support Alpha, do they actually support them? Or is it a case of them using Elphaba for entertainment?
And have took the mick out of so many communities on the app. You tried to take people's pain, people's conditions, and own it without going through anything, and for people to feel sorry for you. You have not put anything into this fucking world. You don't provide anything. You take the valuable oxygen that us cunts need to breathe to go to work and put it into the system. So absolutely. So you are not going to enjoy, as long as you are on social media, which you can't help but filming every fucking thing you do. We will be coming in every place you go, every fucking business you visit. It will.
Here's the thing. People don't come right. Elphaba decides to post what they do. Elphaba decides to do that. I think because we're just going through Dean's video, Common Sense Talk, and it's about Elphaba around Doherty. Elphaba decides to post what they do about their life. Elphaba decides to do that. They make the choices.
Will be commented on. You will never be performing on a stage, and do you know why? Because you did it yourself. We are simply letting people know what you've done. We don't make any shit up. Just think about this, Orion. What benefit would us people have of reporting you to a company, a business, anything like that, lying? Because that business could do a sense check and see that we are lying, and we would be made out to be malicious, bullying bastards. But guess what? Everyone we fucking contact, whether it be business, when you're going to go and do your little singy-songy and on stage, why do you always get cancelled? Why does the hairdresser now not want to do your fucking hair?
Well, honestly, no, I don't think that's got anything to do with people. I think the hairdresser doesn't want to do the hair because both Alpha doesn't want to pay for the hair, and also Alpha's fucked up the hair. I don't know whether their account got banned, because some people said their account did get banned, but then other people turned around and said it's up in the air whether their account got banned or not. I'm not too sure.
Because they research you and can see in video what you have done, and we have not lied. So yes, your life is fucking ruined, but you've done it by yourself. Oh, clock it.
I hope you understand. I'm after you.
Ooh. Or with the legal threats all the time.
I understand. So the ones that have been actively streaming me, talking about me, trying to ruin my life, I want them.
No one's trying to ruin your life. You ruined your own life.
Found. I want them seen. I want their face shown.
Oh,
that's it.
Thanks for following.
I mean, my face is out there anyway. And you want to find people. Alphabet, you... Okay. Hi, Ellie. Okay. You want to find people. Okay. My style is touching the destroyed there. It's putting their credibility suspicion. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was discontinued, but not always permanent. It was. They're making another account. Yeah. He won't find shit. No, no. They're gonna find out where we are. Dean. I swear, Dean, it's a good tune, but Dean, yeah, no, that, fucking hell, fucking dead, fucking, they are too lazy. That's the reason why they want their followers to do it for them. They want their support. They want the minions to do it for them. That's the reason why. I love Dean. Let them try and find me here. I live in a very big country. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It's sort of like... So, this is the sensitive to food video, which pissed me off to fuck.
Sensitive to food. She's
It's sensitive to food. You're not a she, you're an it. Anyway.
Sensitive to food textures and prefer foods not to touch on her plate. Yes, correct. So
really, when there's proof of you mixing all the food and not having any fucking issue with any food, but okay.
I have to always have my spaghetti bolognese in the middle. I can't mix it up.
Thanks for following.
Really? Well, you're not having any issue with it there. Alphabet, again, proof. Autism diagnosis letter was a flop. Yeah, the trademark has been withdrawn. The trademark has been withdrawn. Thank you for the heart, me kind bubblegum. Yeah, the trademark has been removed. Good morning, Sarah. The trademark has been removed, yes.
I have to always have it in the middle, and then I always have to have my chocolate in the middle. I have to have beans in a separate part on my plate. I literally am weird that way. I thought it was
really? Well, proof, set and match, Elphaba. Proof, set and match. I mean, they have them with the stereotypes of autism. It's laughable. Zero nuance in that report. Yep. My partner is a chef. I'm the reason there's nuggets in the food. I mean, you can tell. If you look in our freezer, we're very much an autistic household. Chicken nuggets and fish fingers and burgers is all we have in the freezer. It would be, see, missing, yes, it's a preference, yes. Yep. It's like, yep. Alphabet, if you're going to lie on your autistic report, please make sure that there isn't evidence to contradict yourself. Okay?
normal, to be honest, but apparently it's not. So yeah, she's sensitive to she's sensitive.
I have all that in okay freezer, but we're not an autism. I mean, yeah. You've never had an issue with food, even back when you faked malnutrition. My oven worked, or they would be in my freezer, is nuggets, the vegetarian ones. Oh, and Quan stuff I like. Ooh, I actually can't deal those. Place would feed a ham. I mean, yeah, would feed a family of 4 on it. Yes, but it's so laughable. Most adults diagnosed with ASD at some point feel imposter syndrome. They question, "Am I really ASD?" Yeah, they do. HGT. ADHD here, I won't freak out if my food touches, but I definitely don't like it and avoid it. It's a preference. It is a preference, Sophie. It is.
Just later.
It is a preference. And now we've got a topless Dean with all the tattoos.
Just later. Come on.
Bastard. He can have tattoos. It's not fair. Anyway.
nips to stop Orion getting a semi on, but I was just sat here thinking, like,
Dean, you had to mention it, didn't you? You had to fucking mention not that Dean's ever going to watch my videos or anything like that. But Dean, you had to mention it, for fuck's sake. And if I'm sorry, and if I'm surviving my own food like they do, it would never be touching. I like little food piles. I mean, Sophie, what I tend to do is this, and I do it unconsciously, and people call me out all the fucking time, and it annoys me. It was a joke that me and my friends used to have. I tend to eat in sections. That's what I do. There is a top he wears, that all blends with their neck tattoo quite nice. Yeah, it's a preference, sure, but he's claimed it's an issue for them. It's clearly not. Yeah, Kaylee, yeah, I know. Semi took me out, untucked and taking me out. Yeah, your partner does that, takes apart beggars. Oh, I do that. It must look really well on when we go to Weatherspoons. My partner doesn't do it, but I do. I tend to take the burger apart. Yep, I finished the first part of food before the next, saving best till last. Yep. It's just a habit. I wouldn't necessarily say it's an autistic thing. See, this is the thing here. I don't say it's an autistic thing. I just say it's a freaking something that I've always done. People say it's an autistic thing to me, but I just say I just eat that way. And because I'm right-handed,
Thanks for the
I
gift.
swap my knife and forks around all the time as well. It's just something that I've always done. They say everything's an autistic thing, and I'm like, it's just something that I've always done.
doesn't it, like, when he's reading his letter that we've...
Yeah, he looked up autistic traits and worked from that. He's IE trained. Yeah. Yeah, not a neurodivergent thing. It's a me thing. Yeah, it's just a me thing. I mean, there are a lot of neurodivergent people in the chat, and probably they all turn around and say the same thing. It's not a neurodivergent thing. It's just a me thing. There are a lot of traits. Although people who pile mixed food on their fork in one mouthful frequently. Yeah. I've seen people do that.
It's like, this is new information to him. He's reading it, he's going, oh yeah, that's me. I thought you'd been through a 2-hour interview that would have confirmed all this, and you would have confirmed all this because these are traits of your autism, right?
Yeah, that confuses me. So they went for the 2-hour interview, which apparently they recorded. So this report, this is the thing that confuses me. The phone call and the report should match. But when Elphaba was reading out the letter, Elphaba was acting as if all this information on the report was new. But I'm like, the report should match what it says on the call, and Elphaba said they recorded the call. So I'm like, something's not matching up here. Elphaba's acting as if all this information is new. And I'm like, okay. That's how you know it's all fake. Because the way in which Elphaba does it, it's all like,
Right? But he's reading it, yep, that's me, yep, I've got that, yep. It's like you haven't even read the document.
yeah, I believe it's somebody else's thing, and they've just edited it.
Because you haven't, have you? You just printed off a load of sheets and called it a day. Fuck me. Anyway, 2 things I just wanted to catch up. So when your followers see these videos of you going, I don't like my food separated here, I have to have my biscotti bolognese in the middle, and we show pictures that haven't been AI'd, there's videos of you eating as well, what do they say to you? Do they come up, do they message you and say, oh, Ryan, there's a video of you actually eating it, or did they say, oh, someone's made up pictures of you eating food, or are they just all in and get all on your bullshit? And it's all just a game, like you're all in it together. You must be all in it together, or your followers must be blind. Because every lie you've told, that leads on to my last point before I go and relax and put you out my head. You keep going on about defamation of character, right? You do realise in a court of law you'd have to prove that what someone is saying that you believe to be defamation is not the case. You do know that, right? So, even in the predatory action, so you're saying you're not a pred.
Yeah, the parts he couldn't read out were referring to someone else's medical history. I know, it's just... Yeah, I believe that's the case, HGT.
You're going to have to prove the fact that you're not against what I can prove that you are. Talking to a 10-year-old when you're 17, touching a crutch is predatory. And manipulating children under the age of 16 to gift you by your manipulation tactics is predatory, right? Allowing kids in your chat is predatory. Putting on filters that make you look like a child so you are more relatable to a child is predatory. So could you prove that?
Yeah, Elphaba, see this... Okay, Jazzy, I won't be live much longer because, as I said, I've got to get ready for the doctors. But, yeah, Elphaba, it's not defamation if there's receipts. Exactly, and that's where Elphaba's going to have to prove this stuff. If Elphaba, this is the reason I don't think there's anything legal. I don't even think there's a police case judging by the freaking text that Elphaba showed, because that looked like it was all freaking wrong as well. Anything that Elphaba shows, it all looks just out of wrong. You're really going to the library. Yeah, I'm going to the library, that's what's happening. I'm going to the library, that's where I'm going. I'm going to go research everything. Yeah. God. Wouldn't the police scrap it though? Because they're not dealing with online stuff anymore. Yeah, Spentic, they would, yeah. I've got a letter to print. Oh God, that's funny. You see, this is what I'm sort of like, it makes me laugh because I'm like, because Elphaba's lied so much, Elphaba has to prove this shit. And it's like, you know when you sit there and you think, oh my God, it's not a police issue. Yes, things, yeah. When Elphaba says these things, it's not a police issue. It would be a civil issue. Yeah. Remember when he got a letter from the police a few weeks ago? Maybe it was saying it's closed. Oh, yeah, when they showed the Metropolitan Police logo. Yes. Yeah.
You weren't being predatory in those situations because I can prove you were. And all the lies you're saying, oh, I've lied about autism. Can you sit there and get a confirmed diagnosis and say that you do have it? Or can I prove that you've lied?
Morning, Sarah C.
So it's just so I'm gonna get you for defamation. Oh, fucking try, because I can prove every word that comes out of my mouth, and the other word is in my opinion, which I'm entitled to. I do think you're an ugly cunt, and I can say you're an ugly cunt. So that's my opinion, right? The rest is my opinion on the way you act, and I put voices. You can get me for defamation. Go and call the police. I've had my fair round with the authorities this week with the old, you know, the eviction that you found so funny that I've got extensions with, and I'm going to be out in a bigger, better place where you rot in that fucking pit of a fucking hole you live in. But yeah, there's just a few things before I toddle off. But yeah. Oh, Alfie, we found another video of you eating when you said you didn't like to eat that way. Oh, Alfie, we found a video of you on an aeroplane, but you said you didn't like the noises of an aeroplane. Oh, Alfie, we can't find any videos of you liking trains, transport, and cars and lorries and stuff. Oh, Alfie. Just like...
It's got to be... Poor Dean, he's been through the middle. Yeah, I know, Sarah. But, like, this is where it I mean, this video was 3 days ago. Videos of them in the back of taxis. Yeah.
Thanks for the gift.
I could never. I'm far too lazy to be a good liar. Yeah, I know, right, Isla? But thank you, Victoria. And thank you, Alex. This is where I sort of, like... The followers that follow Elphaba and believe Elphaba's every word, they've got to see all the evidence. It's they've got to have that cognitive dissonance to be like, here's the evidence, here's what Elphaba says, but here's the contradicting evidence. It's like being in an MLM. The evidence and the facts are there, but you've got to extend your disbelief to be like, well, we've got to ignore all those facts and only stick to what this person's saying. It's like cults. It's like a cult that way. We've got to ignore everything that's being said, ignore all the facts, and only believe what Elphaba is saying. But you've got to turn off your critical thinking to be able to believe Elphaba's lies. Hey Peekaboo, just quickly popping in as at work. Each trademark ad has been... Yeah, I saw Peekaboo. I saw... So, yeah. So, like, the trademark is like... No. So, the trademark is going to be interesting. I don't know what they're going to get with people now. Oh. So with the trademark,
so let's just finalise.
With the trademark gone, kind of cults have you seen the raids in Scientology buildings, like the speed runs through them? Yeah, Scientology's a big one. I did have a good giggle. I mean, to be fair, the trademark is fucking funny. He's gonna melt down over the oh god, yeah. Oh god, yeah. Wonder if they could lose their account for claiming copyright when there isn't one. I mean, maybe, Faye, because false copyright claiming, you could lose your account over that. You know?
It's this autism. I'm getting bored of actually...
I mean, they might get into Scientology now. I mean, KK, it wouldn't shock me, to be honest. Elphaba wants to have a cult. Going to Scientology. Good luck with that, Elphaba. Good luck.
Repeating myself over and over again on this fucking fake ass autism letter. Honestly, it's like repeating your fucking self because it's the same situation over and over again. It literally is a printed document of the digital letter he had already received and posted on his fucking Reddit or whatever.
Which everybody has, and everybody's posted, and everybody's seen.
And we've already seen the digital letter because he's already posted this information, and it is very clear from him reading this information that it's news to him, but he's meant to have one that have had the assessment. He's reading it going, oh yeah, that's me. Oh actually, yeah, this is the first time he has ever read any of this documentation. He's just uploading shit from ChatGTP thinking it's going to be what he wants, because there's that whole Wicked debacle. We all know he's absolutely unhealthy obsessed with Wicked.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, it's not, I don't think they're obsessed with Wicked. It's just the character of Elphaba, just that one character. That's it. That's it. Just that one character.
It doesn't mention that, but it mentions trains, transport, that he's got an interest. Because, listen, and most of all those things are not a diagnosis, they're actually just a preference. I think if you really listen to it, it's...
Yeah, Nanny, yeah. They see themselves as Elphaba, that's it. And they stick into that.
The way he's stating it and the way it's written is preferising things. It's not delegating that is that and that's the case. But let me just finalise this autism shit.
They're obsessed with Elphaba and defying gravity, that's it, not Wicked as a whole. Exactly, Ara. And if Wicked was an interest, they'd know a lot more than what they do. And if Pokemon was an interest, they'd know a lot more than what they do.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
See, the way things are... That was interesting.
My autism diagnosis letter. Yeah, there is. Alphabetology. Yeah.
So it has been confirmed by a few other creators on this app that Orion was seen in a fucking library, and it would make complete sense, and this interaction would make complete sense. So
they edited that badly. Definitely got that from a friend's house in a flat.
Listen, he's gone to the library, got all the documents printed, and the NHS aren't using those envelopes and just writing your name on it like that. Absolutely not. They're not doing that. And where's the GDPR? So anyone could go into that doctor's surgery and say a name and get given a fucking diagnosis letter. Are you crazy? It goes there.
They would post it. This is the thing. They would post it. Why don't they just say they're picking up a letter? The receptionist wouldn't know what it is. I mean, look at the Premier. He couldn't get the questions right about Wicked, same as the quiz he did. I'm like, yeah, I know. And put your date of birth on an envelope. I mean, none of it makes sense. It would go straight on the GP app. It would.
Oh, my name. The name is illegally doesn't have that name, which he's admitted that he's lost all the paperwork. So he's going to have to redo it. So he has never changed his name. So the doctors are actually committing fraud. Like, he's committing fraud by doing all this. So he's gone to the library, got them to print the documents. The librarian has just gone, yep, here's your letter. So he's popped all the...
They would ask for ID. Yeah, they would. They would ask for ID. Definitely, they would ask for ID.
Popped all those paperwork in that brown envelope and just written his fucking name on it.
Well, are we getting this hard? I don't know, should I? I don't think I will. I don't want to, make myself a target in real life. I did this for more understanding of myself, to be honest. It just feels good to...
No, you didn't, you lying asshole. You would need a new one. They can just for another... Yeah.
Be right, doesn't it? And I fucking won. People have played that card with me, saying that my autistic daughter watches you and this, that. Not my problem.
So confirmed autistic as level 1, as he would state. He wouldn't really need a lanyard, to be honest, anyway. But remember, he was adamant.
Yeah, well, it can be allowed in a doctor's surgery. It can be, especially in London.
He was going to get the lanyard the first time that he fake diagnosed himself with autism and just printed off some letters. But why are you even questioning it? And why would you say, if you were generally autistic and you...
No, Ventic. Somebody asked if they were going to get a lanyard, but Alphaba turned around and said that they don't want to get a lanyard because they don't want to make themselves a target.
Wanted people to understand the rest of the public. Why would you state yourself as a victim and a target? That's exactly the opposite of what a lanyard is meant to do, right? So you're saying people are going to victimise you for having a lanyard.
Thanks for the gift.
Yeah, because it's fakely falsified lanyard. You ain't getting one anyway because you can't send that documentation.
Morning, Jess.
Fucking off. That's going to prove you've got autism. And they say, what is this? This is fake. And it's ironic that you would sit there and say that you've done it for your own...
Thank you for the help me, Raggle Frock. I want to say that the other way around. No, thank you for that, me Jess.
Understanding of yourself. You have done nothing but you think you were proving everyone else wrong and you believe it to be an excuse for past, present and future behaviour, and it's not. And you've done it. Your reaction right there is just adamant proof. The only reason why you've done it, you thought you'd be able to, you thought you were clever and you thought you were going to sit there and go, fuck you, I've got my diagnosis, when you've actually made yourself look like more of a liar and a monster.
It confuses you too. Thank you for that, Nikki. Yeah, it confuses me every single time I see it. I keep wanting to say it the other way around. His reaction to their so-called diagnosis is completely off. Yeah, Ara, it is.
More than ever before, Orion, because this is the second time you're incapable. Your life is a lie. And what's this thing with real life? In real life, well, isn't that real? I don't. So you are stating there then. So in real life, if you got a lanyard, you would be victimised. So you sat there on TikTok then by your own speech there. your diagnosis is not real life then. TikTok's diagnose this whole TikTok autism diagnosis is not real life then.
Thanks for the gift.
You make no fucking sense.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Google image of inside the library, Josh. I haven't done any Google images, no. I know other people have done it, but I haven't specifically done it. People have said that it is the library. Some people have said it's the library. Some people said it's the GP. At this point, yeah, the way in which Elphaba talks about it, Elphaba says that TikTok is one life and they're in real life, and like if you get to lanyard, then it would make them the victim. But I'm like, what? People get lanyard so that people understand what, but actually living. See, this is where Elphaba really confuses me. You've seen it, the same desk in the library. Oh, Kazi, yeah. Well, a few people have said that. It could be a multi-use building. I mean, it could be. You can take an envelope into the library and ask them to print a document and put it in there. You can, Jenny, yeah. That you can. I have a lanyard, but I'm ashamed to it. And Kazi, you shouldn't be. Oh, right, okay, hang on. Let me have a little look-see. Ah, fuck. You can bring an envelope into a library and ask staff to help you print a document and place it into... Oh, yeah, you can. I knew you could anyway. I knew you could. I feel others are more deserving. I get that, Kazi. I mean, I don't use a lanyard. I'm glad I have mine because not last year before it Pride, I lost my ticket home. I get that. A lady behind the desk, she saw my lanyard and me panicking and just give me a little written one. I get that, Vented. Yeah. You shouldn't ever be ashamed, Kazi. I could get a lanyard. I probably should, with the amount of times I have what I call shutdowns, because I don't have meltdowns much anymore. I have shutdowns, and a lot of internal panic attacks. So I don't. I should get one, but I generally don't. If I can help it, go out on my own. But I manage, so I don't tend to use one. I generally don't think I need one. I power through and get through things. So, and plus, I am what you like to call a stubborn see you next Tuesday. Mr. Raccoon's doing well. He's managing to recover. He's recovered well. He is back to normal now, bless him. It's his day off now, so he's currently resting at the moment. He's going to be taking me to the doctors soon. So that's the thing. So this is what frustrates me. I'm an independent soul. I'm an independent soul. Hi, Tracy. I'm an independent soul. I'm stubborn as hell. But when it comes to doctor's appointments and blood tests and hospital appointments, I don't go on my own. And that's what somebody like Elphaba doesn't understand, why this autism diagnosis and why this pisses me off so much. Because Elphaba doesn't understand the struggles. Elphaba has no clue what the struggles is. Because on the one hand, I need that support from my partner to take me to the doctors, to take me to the blood tests, to take me to these things, right? But on the other hand, I am a stubborn asshole, and I'm independent, and I try to be as independent as I can be, and it's it can feel degrading to want that help and to need that help. And it irritates me. It irritates me because I will push myself to the point of having a seizure. I will push myself to the point of, you know, having, well, they call it absent seizures, where like your mind just breaks and just, well, I say my mind breaks, but you know, all those kind of things. And it's sort of like, ugh, because I'm stubborn. I'm independent. I fought for my independence that my entire life. I fought for these things. I've had to fight for these things. So when you come across somebody like Elphaba who is making a mockery of these things, and literally Elphaba you can clearly see Elphaba is able to do all these things. And it's like, ugh. I'm just the same. My hubby always moans at me not asking for help. Yeah, I know. He belittles really world battles. Yes, yeah. Midnight, yeah. Yeah, my hubby moans at me all the time. And I moan back. I moan back. Yeah, I always burnt out. Yeah, the burnout is real. The burnout is real. You won't catch me in clubs anymore. I used to go out to a monthly one with friends, but my God, recovery. Yeah, I know, Alex. Yeah, I used to go out a lot. Like at Alphaba's age. I used to go out to the clubs. I used to severely suffer for it, like really badly. I've ended up in A&E multiple times. I've ended up in A&E because of like overload, because literally of overload. What Elphaba was able to do this weekend, I could never do. I'd end up in hospital, and I have ended up in hospital because I pushed myself too far. And that's teetotal and no street candy either, just overwhelmed. Yeah, I was a free party raver in Oz and China for a bit. Mystique, yeah. So so this is the rest of Dean's video. This is about the YMS. Oh yeah, this is Elphaba's document.
So just for your reference,
that was Elphaba's document that we all saw previously.
This is there, guys. So the logo that is associated with the apparent company that Orion is used is not even on the front page. You'll see a video of him where he says someone show the front page.
YMS don't do PRTC. Okay, Alex.
The logo doesn't even match. It's a booklet. It's a fucking. The documents have been stapled together, and I was wrong. Looking at other people's official diagnoses, there is a lot more paperwork than what he's got. Also, someone had actually emailed said company.
Patient right to choose. That took patient right to choose. Sorry, that took me a second, Alex. I do apologise. They don't say it's right. I get you, Alex.
And they replied that as well. And of course, there's just another picture saying this just does not. AI is just like no anyway. But to summarise this in the most simplest form, regardless if you believe Orion that this document is authentic, it's been ripped apart like the fucking other one.
It has.
Whether he is autistic, neurodivergent, trans, ADHD, any medical condition he claims to have is invalid of his behaviour. Let me get this straight to you.
I'm pissed off with Elphaba. There's a difference.
Everything he has done, everything he is going to do, and everything he is planning to do in the future.
I mean, yes, the fonts are different between the digital version and the printed version. Yeah, they would be though.
does not excuse any medical
because of the harm and damage that Elphaba does to the autistic community and the trans community.
condition, physical or mental, does not excuse all the fuckery of his behaviour.
No.
So whether he does have it, whether he doesn't have it, whether he breaks his leg, where he says he's got this terminal illness, it does not excuse the things he says and the things he does. So regardless of whether you may believe this is authentic, it holds no value to holding him accountable, right? So regardless, Orion, if you have got this and you think you've got this, you've got that. I've got a sore fucking toe right now, right? My head's
I mean, there is that.
in today. Does that excuse me from talking to kids? Fuck off, does it?
My right to choose diagnosis letter is 33 pages long and has 8 pages of appendix and contacts. Yeah. CMHN here, they definitely show traits of being... No, they don't. They're lying, Karen. 6 years.
Thanks for the gift.
Elphaba's been doing this. 6 years. And if you look over the 6 years, they do not have any traits. They've been lying about it.
Excuse me for doing if I did so. Does it excuse me for sitting here S-baiting online like you've been...
They have narcissistic traits and traits of FASD.
Done lately?
Those traits.
No, because I'm depressed. Does that make it an excuse? No. Whatever you can say you have in the world, there is no condition in the fucking world that you could say, physical or otherwise, that makes you say the things you say and do the things you do. That is human behaviour chosen by you to spiel out for an effect. End of story.
Then there's this one. I need to fucking... I
So
hate
before
my
we get on to
technology.
the...
Are you gonna play?
So before we get
There we
on
are. Ha.
to the outfit, we've got to talk about something very serious. And in a previous video I had mentioned, you know, when he was in the club, he ran off screaming when a bloke went near him or just went to say hello or whatever. And I really affirmed in that video that he is dangerous. It's all cause and effect. Even if nothing's happening, he's going to dramatise any situation and push it to the extreme in order to get this sympathy vote or to create a situation. Remember, Orion has to create situations to create interest in him. He is not likeable just being him or just doing what he does because he's lazy and he doesn't do anything. He recently... And I must say, I don't really feel sorry for this bloke anyway. You're going to see his face and see what happened on it. Orion, again, uses the Ask Angela, uses the hand signal in order when he has been on live 24/7.
Dean does, yeah. Dean says it as it is.
Just add that. He's live through the whole process. Nothing happens. You can just about hear what's being said. However, the reaction after it is, you can tell that, you know, he's intricating in it. What he's trying to do is victimise, I'm going to say this, I reckon this bloke should be taking legal action against this cunt. But
they really should, considering what happened. That bloke looked fucking mortified.
What he does is sees an opportunity. He thinks nothing else, from what I can see, nothing's going on. So he does the Ask Angela signal to the bar. We know the process is going up to the bar and you ask for Angela. You do the hand signal. Again, he's done it. But after, he's playing a very different game. Let's watch it.
God, that's loud.
Yeah, confusion coming. I think this here is embarrassment. We need to stop grabbing her. Am I grabbing you? Was I grabbing you? Sorry.
Listen, I don't.
Why are they making sure the live can see it? I mean, for attention. I just know how to. I mean, I'm sure. Hang on, Karen. I'm sure you know how to do your job. Breathe a second, Karen. I'm sure you know how to do your job. Right? Sure you know how to do your job. The comment reading them, then act, and the chips. Yeah, I know. So, Karen, I'm sure you know how to do your job. Which is fine. However, you came in here and said what you said. Elphaba does not display any traits of autism. They've spent the last 6 years trying to lie about autism. They're trying to con the system and lie about autism. I do feel sorry for the guy. So yeah, so just want to say that's people have an issue with that. No, I'm not going on here. Then surface level, you'll say, yeah. There's a lot going on with Elphaba. There's a lot going on there. You're back from your swim, Josie. Well, I hope you had a good swim.
I don't even believe that guy.
I won't be live for much longer because I got the doctors, but yeah.
Is straight, to be honest. Magaydar is twinging on him, but that's kind of irrelevant here. The fact that we've just had it witnessed, he's like, oh, I was grabbing you, like oh my god, because the chat is like, do you know what I mean? You're gonna get the people in this chat.
You want to support the guy? Yeah, the guy was mortified. As I said, the guy just looked like he was having a good time. The guy just looked like he was having a good time.
That will just go along with any narrative that Orion is stating. If he didn't feel comfortable where he was, why is he could have got up and left or went to the bar. He shouldn't be invoking Ask Angela. He's just fucking, look at the size of him compared to that man anyway. Do you know what?
The guy looked tiny. The guy, yeah. So the guy, Elphaba did invite them into Elphaba's space. So when Elphaba came back and said what they said, it was just wild.
I mean, could have got up and removed himself from the situation. He obviously isn't in that much of a dire situation because he is concentrating on scoffing his face, right? This is just this is why, listen, any man or any person associated, whether you be friends with him, whether you be a love interest, this is why he is dangerous. He doesn't think about anyone else but himself. So do you realise the severity? That man that we've just faced there, you need to do something about this because you are now on the internet and he's done that. You need to familiarise yourself with the situation. If you have woken up with Orion this morning, you need to...
Because, so, was anyone watching the hand signals? No. So the chat was. The chat was watching. The chat was watching and the guy, the chat called the guy out and the guy was mortified, so the guy left.
Face the situation, right? Because what has just happened, we can blatantly see that he doesn't care whether someone would get locked up for life as long as he had a story to draw interest to him, right?